Oh.
2, 1. Dan, you will be able to make that rubbing. If you know what I mean. You'll be able to make that rubbing. You think you've made a pretty good rubbing. Out of
It's
character,
good rubbing.
you have a flawed rubbing, and I will be not telling you when your information is good or bad. But the majority of the information will be pretty reliable, so that you feel comfortable. I'm not out to kill you every moment of every day, but there will be some wrong information in there on that rubbing. Should you decide to study it and survive doing so. So is there anything else here? No, other than what looks like an explosion that broke out and probably killed this poor elf? Question
What
mark.
skeleton thing? Whatever was. Yeah.
There is in that skeleton's hand a small short bow.
Hey, Does Eldith, you need a bow? Anybody need a bow? I don't.
I don't. I got a crossbow.
Yeah.
Hey, the guys. So
Time for you to go.
as you can see, that way is a dead end. That way is a dead end. Straight ahead of us, Jubilex. Like maybe an avatar of him or a statue, or it's hard to say.
Okay.
Just so if we accidentally awaken a demon lord, you guys have a heads up now.
Just out of character, EvilSqueegee. The silver necklace had a what emblem on it? The
Spider.
one that we got before? Spider. Thank you. I wanted to make sure I got that.
Jubilex has no affiliation with spiders.
Yeah.
Hey,
To the best of my knowledge, that's more of a Loth thing, but okay.
Yeah, damn drow.
Lolth.
Did anybody want that short bow?
No, I do not. If
I can
anybody-
use it.
Okay, so you pick up the short bow. It occurs to you, Glossy.
Yeah.
As you pick it up. Everything else here is rotted away through time.
But the bow hasn't.
The bow hasn't, and neither has the quiver of I'm gonna call it 20 arrows.
We could take a few minutes to identify.
I will count them as a singular item for the purposes of identification. Should you decide to do so?
I think the bard needs a bow.
The bard could take a bow.
Get out of here with that. Get out of here.
You're fired, Matt.
I want to take a moment to look. This is highly suspicious that this stuff looks pristine, and that guy is literally 500 years old.
Yeah.
So
No, it's not suspicious. It just means the bow's probably magic. Nothing suspicious about magic. Magic is
Yeah.
great.
Should I identify it, or should I just kind of play with it and see if I can figure out what it does?
I'm gonna go with you shouldn't equip magical items without identifying. Is not aware that Eldith's staff is an actual magical item, by the way.
Ellen has
It's
no
only
idea she's got
decorative.
the magical item right now.
Has no idea it's a magical staff. Has just equipped it because she thinks it's a normal staff. It's just, decorative, like my axes. It's a decorative thing that means something. So yeah.
All right, what do you guys think? Identify?
I don't mind if you take the time. How long is it going to take?
Well, I can either do it for 10 minutes and not use up a spell slot, which I could otherwise use for Healing Word or Fairy Fire, which would be really useful right here.
I do like you preserving your DX.
Okay, then it'll take about 10, 11 minutes.
I'll stand guard.
That
All
sounds
right,
fine.
so
Yeah.
where do you stand?
Everybody
guard?
else get in the room.
Let's go back to the cave-in, because then
Yeah.
we
Okay.
have like a wall to our backs and we can't get attacked from both sides.
It is kind
Turvey
of a
will
good
very
call.
comfortably fall into the corner into crouching position. His cloak,
I'm
by the way, is
just-
about the same color as this place, right? So like he's in the perfect position to pop out of fucking nowhere if something happens, and he just naturally falls in like a little rat skull would.
I would like
That
to,
was good.
so I can't
caught that.
stand in the center on here because I can either go this square, this square,
You can
but I'm
hold
standing in the
Alt.
center.
Hold Alt when you move your token, and it will not restrict you by the grid.
Ooh.
Holy shit sauce!
What?
Things you learn when you're trying to make tokens stand just so while mapping.
Yeah.
So
Thank
Glossy, you're gonna back up here, right?
Yep.
Eldith will take up this like an opposite position of Turvey. And Danny, you gonna be helping Glossy out here?
Can I assist him with that?
I imagine you're both magical types. You might like be able to keep an eye out and give him extra like thoughts, like that rune might mean this and this mean that, whatever, right?
Yeah, sure. Is there
You know
something
what?
you want me to
I'll
roll
tell you
for
what.
that,
On
or-
this spell, do you actually know the identify spell, or have you cast it before?
I do not think I do. In fact, I don't because
It's a divination spell, dude.
yeah, but Carpe kept telling me not to take it because he already had it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
In the future, if you want to cut that ritual time in half, you can. If you once you know that spell, right? Once it's in your book and you could prepare it, I will allow you to assist him in casting. For now, though, you can't.
All right, go. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I don't got it.
All right,
Will you
so,
mage types hurry up and tell us what kind of bow that is already? Jeez.
All right, so
Working on
Glossy,
it, lady.
it'll take you the 10 minutes, right? And you finish, and finally you understand. First off, the bow is eternal.
Okay.
The
That's
ammunition cannot break. Cannot
Wow.
rot.
Ooh.
Second off, if
that's
that
nice.
string breaks, it will repair itself within 3 minutes. It is an extremely tense cord. Other than that, it's a short bow and 20 bolts, or 20 arrows.
That seems like something a bard would use.
I could go for that, and I also theoretically won't run out of ammo for it as long as I remember to go and find it again all the time.
Pick up the ammo, yeah.
Yep.
That's
All
what
right.
Mage Hand is for.
So, onward.
Onward.
Onward!
Boom. Oh wait, hold alt. Yeah, bitches.
So as Turvy will follow up on the front lines here, as will Eldith. I am going to give you command over these tokens, Pluto Fairy.
Okay.
Somehow. Turvy's sheet.
Are we talking Turvy and Eldith, right?
Yeah, I think you already have
Okay.
Eldith.
I do not have Eldith. I see her marker, but I do not see her name. I see Turvy's name, but I do not have access to either.
Pluto Fairy, EvilSqueegee have Turvy now.
Do I have to refresh?
No, you shouldn't need to. You should be able to move
okay,
Turvy
no,
now.
we're good. On Turvy, we're good. Eldith still no.
You have control over oh, that's why. Okay, this token specifically needs to be given to alright. Here we go. Boom. You now have both.
Yes.
Alright, so
yes.
so as you step up, the incarnation of Jubilex that sits before you is massive, hulking, aggressively staring right down the hallway as if it knew you were going to step onto that crumbling, decrepit staircase. On either side of you,
pretty good.
Eldith will immediately recognize that these are the bones of orcs and dwarves. Orcs
Well,
on
then
the
it's
right,
time.
dwarves on the left.
Dorks.
Does that even? Well, I guess it's time to avenge some ancestors.
Dan,
What's up?
as you look at these piles of bones, you don't see orc skulls or dwarven skulls. As a matter of fact, you see the skulls of drow and the skulls of scholars.
And I'm assuming they're separated.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly? Okay. That's a lot of dead smart people.
Glossy, you will actually see the skulls of a variety, a wide, scattered variety on one side and exclusively drow on the other.
You're not talking about the drow, are you?
Yeah, well, the drow and the scholars over there, yeah.
How do you know they're scholars?
They have very big brain cases. Also, there's a few pages scattered in there, and I see a broken quill there, and then one of them has some kind of runes carved into his skull that clearly are just, I am smart guy.
You guys don't see any of that.
So you don't see dwarves and orcs?
Oh, there's some dwarven scholars, but other than that,
Yeah, in that pile.
Actually,
That
Katana,
pile's drow.
you see nothing but dwarves.
Nothing but
You
dwarves.
see
Okay.
strictly dwarves on both sides.
So y'all don't see just a heaping pile of dwarf skulls here right now?
I mean, there's some, but
yeah,
no.
there's some.
But
some
like
dwarven skulls.
for me, I see all of them are
Okay, hold up. So I think we can all come to some kind of consensus. Something magical screwing with our senses.
Yeah, I think this. I'm gonna look up.
Good rhyme, Dan. Good work.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna look up at this little fucker and be like, I think it's this thing. I think it's that guy right up
Is
there.
it could be that guy. It could be the lights.
Who is that guy right up there? Good
I told you
question.
before. That's Jubilex.
Oh,
Can I roll a knowledge religion on?
He's a demon lord.
I myself don't know an immense amount about Jubilex, so
I'm actually
apparently I
going
don't
to stop saying his name so that we
sounds like
don't
an
risk waking
operating
him up.
system.
No, he operates a level of the abyss.
I'm gonna take out one of the bones and start kind of.
Don't
Aw.
No, I got it.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, he's
All
doing
right.
the were-rat thing.
So who
is?
He's eating bones.
Oh,
I'm
you're
not eating it. I'm teething.
I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna go, I am skeptical of your definition of eating, but okay.
Who passed a TN 15 religion check?
How does it? I didn't roll it, but I'm going to now.
I guess I can.
Dan, I will allow you to automatically pass. Yeah, roll a TN.
I rolled a 20 anyway,
Damn.
so
Wow. Very
Wow.
nicely done.
Hey, I botched mine, so I think it's so completely fucking
Jubilex, there's a
different.
reason you're asking, because you thought Jubilex was like a kind of beef stew. Like,
Ooh.
that's a beef stew.
Jubilex.
so Dan,
Jubilex?
Dan, called the Faceless Lord and the Oozing Hunger in ancient grimoires, Jubilex is demon lord of slime and ooze, a noxious creature that doesn't care about the plots and schemes of others of its kind. It exists only to consume, digesting and transforming living matter into more of itself. Jubilex is a sentient, abyssal plague that has dominated the entirety of ooze-kind within the plains of hell. He is the epitome of where all things will end. And like all of his kind, as demon lords, he is the madness that lies beyond all knowledge.
So, don't touch the bones probably is a good idea because they got converted from people that were alive into more of himself, I think, if I'm remembering my religious classes.
Okay, so you say don't touch the bones, they've been turned into demon, right? And like there will be a suspiciously quiet, like rattling sound from behind Turvey, who absolutely looks completely nonchalant right now.
Rattling sound?
Whatever the rattling sound is, I'm going to axe it. A question.
You axe, boom! Right? You like, snap, right? And behind
No, not even entertaining. No rattling bones.
right, like, and so like Turvey's like, ah! Like he's totally startled. He has no idea how that singular teeth, like chewed on looking bone got there. He has no idea what's going on at all.
Guys, stop eating the bones, please.
I'm not eating it.
Does it taste good? I mean, it is, a few centuries old.
This is probably how Ron started too.
What is that supposed to mean?
Eldith is going
He's
to clear.
a bone crusher.
Eldith is going to clear her throat. She says, "So about this here Jubilex."
Right? Oh my God, Eldith, seriously. Oh
Are you
my
saying
God.
Glosty's becoming a werewolf?
Shut up and talk, dressman.
Well, he's the thousand faceless lord. He's basically the biggest, baddest mother mojo of slimes ever. We actually saw one of his servants higher up in the or deeper down in the Underdark.
I remember that.
Yeah, exactly. The Grey Ooze by the waterfall and the Drow prison. Yeah, that was one of his servants. And he can control more oozes like that whenever he wants to. And basically, I don't know if this thing can come awake or not, and that's all I'm really worried about.
Then maybe we should get away from it and all the bones.
Yeah, how do we get away from it without going past it?
So Pluto Fairy, Katana, like he seems to know what he's talking about, but you're almost really certain that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
You botched that
this
check,
is-
so like
Yeah,
that's
this
probably
is
what he
like-
thinks, but like that doesn't sound right to you.
Yeah, I don't think this guy is any hot stuff. I think we need to just get out of here in this illusionary bone syndrome. So
Yeah, just don't touch the bones and try not to touch the
I'm not the one
Thingy.
touching the bones as I look at both of the guys.
This was not glowing.
It's true, that wasn't glowing. It's probably okay.
All right. You said we can't get around it. I thought we could get around
you
it.
totally
You
walk
got
around
that
it,
off the one who exploded, right?
This
Yeah.
guy right here, right? Like you can walk around.
Yeah, we-
you can walk underneath his swords.
Oh,
Please,
cool.
if you want.
What are those? Okay, what are those swords looking like?
Are they
They're,
looking
they're
like
part
they
of the. They're
can
part of the
move?
statue. There's many different colors, and like Dan will be rattling off like in the legends and the lore, blah 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 blah. Right?
Wield
Like,
scimitars, great swords, claymores, katanas, any other sharp
Wait, what was
implements.
that last one?
I heard
Katanas.
katanas.
Oh.
I stare at
He can
Dan.
wield kat-
I
he can-
I
he can
heard
wield-
katanas.
he can wield katanas.
Nobody can wield me. All right.
so like,
It's
but yeah,
straight up
those
saying
are
nobody-
like 5, 6 feet in the air. You can just like casually walk underneath. The base of the statues
Okay.
in the center of the room.
Axes.
Yeah.
What's going on up here?
Okay, so as you step up here, Gadana, all right, there are two things.
Let's move. Oh, I can't see the other guys, but I can totally move them.
All right, so so you can so here the Eldith
Okay,
will
so
come up with
Eldith,
you.
yeah, Eldith's gonna be over
Shut
here.
up and talk, dress boy.
And are you moving Turvy?
So,
Okay.
So over here, right, this is a roiling and thick smoke, right?
Oh,
that
God.
almost seems to have eyes within it looking at you, almost. But no, that's actually just, it's so hard to see right now because of this thickness. This is not the darkness. This is a factual smoke as if it came from a fire, right? And it reeks of like, of like acidic chemicals and like every now and then, just because of the way that the smoke swirls, it seems to blink. Over here there is a much softer colors. There's like purple and like different shades of purple and blue, kind of like those oily colors, right? And that's in the air. Now over here you will see a very recognizable Topsy shoe, just the shoe, half eaten.
Oh, I have lost all interest in other path. I was gonna throw a torch into that smoke, but I have lost all interest in that other path. I'm going for Turvy or Topsy shoe. Sorry, Topsy shoe.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Whoa!
all right, so is anybody following her?
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm
is
assuming.
bad
I'm
at
assuming Turvy and Eldith are.
Yeah.
Eldith will actually hang back before she steps into, because that colored stuff, is actually going to be like it's in the air. Right? It's not on the floor; it's in the air. All right. So Katana, being the impulsive, must-help friends person she is, and you can totally take that as a setback because you just threw yourself in here. Matt, what is your bat's Constitution score, please?
What is my what?
I don't know. What is a bat's Constitution score?
If anybody wants to tell me what a bat's Constitution save is, the modifier for bat's
Is
Constitution.
it based off of the what's in
It's
here?
not an
It's not a-
actual animal, by the way, though. It's actually a fey spirit, so I don't know if that matters.
I don't know if that actually. Yeah, that's what I was asking.
I'm
I don't
gonna
know
say
if
it's
it
not
means
gonna save
anything.
you, Bat, because this is a Jubilex temple, and Jubilex is weird.
Okay,
and
a
doesn't play by the
bat
rules.
has a
So there.
constitution of 8, so it has a
That's what you get
modifier
for
of
getting all
-1.
this fucking weird, funky, undead shit and your fucking were-rat bonuses. Fuck you guys. I break the rules.
Nice.
I don't think it's going to help me at all.
Yeah.
I said
So,
the
Matt, roll me-
constitution for a bat.
Yep. Victor
Eight.
started saying -1.
Yeah.
-1.
So roll me 1d20 -1, Matt. Katana, roll me a con save. Turvy is gonna roll a con save.
It gets a 19. Well, it gets an 18 with the -1.
Oh, fuck.
Actually, no, it just gets a 19 because I can just replace. Yeah, I'm using up my portent to give the bat a 19.
All right. I hope a 17 is good enough.
You have advantage, Katana.
Oh, nice.
All right. So as everybody seems to be fine, right? The bat is okay. Katana, you seem to be fine, but Turvy starts to choke, and like he turns around and like he starts like he looks at you and he's like, right.
I'll get her.
And so he backs up and he starts catching his breath. He is now afflicted by the poisoned condition until the end of the next encounter. Right, like there is an oozy acidicness to that oily air right there.
I would like to make a point that Katana does not start hyperventilating because she remembers what happened last time.
You mean that she doesn't do this again? Poison?
Wait, no. Last time that did not end well. We will not do that this time.
This is known as character development, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you think it's explosive? Is that an investigation check?
That will be an investigation check
No.
from you.
Or-
Roll me investigation to determine that, Dan. Glossy, would you like to do something about this?
I'd like to.
24. Damn, I did good.
It's not flammable.
Damn it.
Swear to
Is-
God, I'll light this on
Is that
fire.
24 good enough to give me an idea for, clearing it away or getting through it or?
I'll give you advantage on the check against the poison if you breathe through like your sleeve or like a robe pulled up over your nose.
Wait, do I breathe?
You know.
I guess,
Could I try and hold my breath?
Yeah, give me a con check.
I kind of forgot with the heartbeat not happening thing.
Holding your breath, I'll give you advantage on your con save is how I'll mechanically handle that. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, Glossy's fine. Eldith is gonna go. Katana, just roll me another save with advantage off your sheet for now.
Con, right? Yeah.
Nice. Good save.
Damn. All right, so I think
I am a
everybody but Turby is
poison
fine,
immune
right? 'Cause
machine.
Dan doesn't have to breathe because he's not alive. Not that Glossy knows that.
Perks.
Okay, so and your bat is fine. Okay, so
Well, Dan will tell him, hey, hold
you'll
your
be able
breath.
to move to the end of the gases over where I've just
Or
put
breathe through a
everybody here.
filter.
All right.
Dan, why do you have like no hit points?
Because I got really badly, because I almost died, and then I got helped by Braun, but his god hurt me a bit by overhealing me, and then I fell down a chasm.
And you didn't gain any
You
health
didn't
back
get any
from
hit points
sleeping?
for sleeping.
Like in the camp?
Matt, you should have
You
had.
should have been at full, but then minus the 1d6 from the falling damage that you took
Which
for
is 4,
jumping
so-
down.
So I should be at 15.
Yeah,
Okay.
so whatever your max is minus 4 is what you're gonna need it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
so
like,
I'm
no,
at-
you've only taken like 1d6 worth of damage. Where did this extra damage come from?
Okay,
I'm getting you as many hit points as I can, Bucko.
I appreciate it, because, I was a little worried about it, too.
An undead were-rat. Like, I don't even know. Dan's got like 15 status afflictions.
Dan is not a
I don't know
were-rat.
what's going on over there.
Dan is not a were-rat. He is, however, currently considered to be undead within limit. Like, he's going through some kind of strange transformation as a result of his pact with Vecna that the party doesn't know about.
Long story short, he made a pact with Vecna.
Girl, look at this body. Work out.
It's really not that long a story.
It really isn't. He
Well,
fell
I mean,
down.
it was a giant octopus. He got thrown down an infinitely deep pit. He hit the ground. He pacted with Vecna before he died. Vecna decided, I will stop your death, and in turn you will be my vessel, and you will do something for me. And Dan was like, I don't want to die, and so then he put himself back together.
He didn't stop it in the way I was hoping he would, where I would be alive.
I mean, he was fucking Vecna. What did you expect?
Well, I expected a little bit better customer service quality.
So you
Yeah,
guys
just
have
take it
traversed
back
the oily gaseous air. Now up ahead, there are actually lit braziers that are glowing with an unnatural fire. Right, that
There's no
flickers.
D in that word.
And they illuminate. The temple to Jubilex is starting to look a little less crumbled, a little less, except for this is a better kept
This
area.
area right
Except
here,
for
yeah.
this area right here, which is right in front of the door that leads. It's the only way to go at the end of this hallway. This area right here looks like if too much weight or too sudden emotion is on top
yeah,
of it.
I just
like,
fell
it'll-
down a huge fucking hole.
Yeah,
I have an
So-
idea.
definitely looking like that's more of a hole.
Dan will get down on his stomach and edge himself forward towards the first crack,
Katana's gonna stand back with her arms crossed and watch the shenaniganery.
All right.
and cast Mend.
Okay. Anybody who
Mend!
mend. What I will do, Dan, is rather than
And it's
having
gonna
that
take a while, but
rather than having that take 9 years and instantly resolve the problem, I will give advantage to anybody who rolls saves or whatever as they're crossing the path.
Sounds
If
good.
somebody else would like to apply
Also,
additional
if you lay
solutions to this
down,
problem,
if you lay,
Hold on.
it's just like crossing ice. If you lay down and go on your stomach, you'll spread the weight out, and you'll be less likely to go through.
In real world, we don't know how that applies in D&D world. What were you saying, Evil Squeegee?
if other people would like to do what Matt has suggested here and do that, or something else, like multiple solutions being applied from multiple. So like, I just don't want to let Matt be like, I have a spell, like a cantrip that solves all the problems, right? He's
I
totally
can't help it
helping.
that it is the solution.
We
to
always
everything.
forget about mend. It
And,
really
like
is
mending
the
seriously
solution
is.
to everything.
So
It
he's
really
totally
is
helping
the
out. However, is there something you guys would like to do to help help cross the pit?
I have a decent dexterity. I'll legitimately like stand in the in a safe spot in the middle, if that makes sense. You know, like maybe there's a safe portion somewhere near the side and like help people.
Like right at the edge here.
Yeah.
Right at the edge here, because yeah,
Stone
because
coming.
these sections here that I'm pinging here for you guys to see, they sink down and they sink down like a good solid, like I think it's 30 feet. It's a very steep incline, right?
I'm a little
So that gives you a
disappointed
sense
that
of
my
how
real-world
deep the
knowledge
pit
finally
might be
came
on
in
the other
use
side of
when
this
I got bashed.
crumbly ground. So Dan, you're mending, right? I am seeing a couple of people calling beat for the clever use of the spell.
I thought there was going to be some goddamn Mission Impossible shenanigans. Then he pulls out the mend, and I'm like, oh, that's. But that's legit. Like that is totally legit and good idea.
All right, so Katana,
have a hammer
you're just gonna rely
and you're
on a
faced
deck
with a
save.
nail.
You're just gonna rely on a deck save to get across. Glossy, do you have anything that you want to do?
While he's mending, can I do the ritual for comprehend languages so I can understand Turvy a little better?
Sure. All right.
Sweet.
So if you
Then I'm
want to
gonna
do
do
that, Katana, roll me advantage and a bonus +2, because Dan is getting a little extra time on that mending. It's gonna be advantage and a +2 bonus on your deck save.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
assuming
I was
you
going
wanna
to
be
say
the first one across.
acrobatics.
You want to make an acrobatic check? Oh, you want to like jump across?
No, I don't want to jump across. Well, actually, I mean, here's the thing. I have.
Look at him rubbing his hands all.
I have the proficiency in acrobatics, so
I'll tell
I
you
was just
what,
more substituting it. But
for every 5 points in your acrobatics check you get, I will give you 1 square that you don't have to worry about. And okay, so roll me an acrobatics check, and the higher you do, the larger a bonus I'll give you on the deck save.
And it comes with advantage. Yeah.
Holy shit!
And a plus
you're
2.
you're just gonna clear the whole thing.
Sweet.
You're just gonna clear the whole thing. So you get a running start.
can
Dan's laying on the ground,
Glossy-
mending. And
Could I bring someone along with me? No, that's not a good idea.
wanna spend
Katana
Okay,
just goes
I'm across.
flying over his head. Oh.
All right, so
I
Katana
skipped the landing.
jumps across. Dan, you're gonna hear it, and you're gonna get your ritual off, right? I mean, Glossy, you're gonna get your ritual going, and Turvy just barely under his breath, right? So cold, so cold, so cold. It's just cold. Just muttering to himself about the cold, the cold, the cold.
But it doesn't feel particularly cold to the rest of us, correct?
No,
I thought this wasn't the Sunday game.
that's a reference nobody understands.
Except for Van Kiss. That was first.
Right? Okay, so Eldith, or not Eldith, Katana. We'll put you. You'll make it all the way to the door here. All right. Now, are the others gonna cross now?
I'm gonna wait until she at least clears that space, and I can go last because I weigh probably half as much as everyone else does.
Okay, so we're gonna wait for feedback from Katana before we move forward.
I'll actually send her a message because nobody else can hear it.
Okay.
Ooh.
How'd it go? What do you see?
Yeah. What do I
Okay,
got
so what
here?
you see
Giant
here,
fucking cloud.
the room, the chamber that you have entered, all right? These are some kind of very, like, they're oily-looking rocks. They're the same colors as the air was, but these are solid, right? Out of character, those are going to be difficult terrain. Just like your cat's butt.
Aw, come on, man.
All right.
You're killing me with the difficult terrain. All right.
This, I'm not even done. I'm not even done yet, all right?
What is this gas bullshit?
This is not gas. This is water. But it's too thick to be water. Like, it's been stagnant for so long. Like, at first you're like, is that a slime? No, it's too liquid to be a slime.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna be like, wait a minute, is this thing about to turn into a fucking slime? Because I will axe the shit out of some slime. But okay.
These will be considered difficult terrain. the pillars
Can't
here.
you just let me run around and smash things with my axes? Come on.
The pillars here are actually like they are solid square pillars, and they are emitting just the softest, faintest glows, and riddled all over them are depictions of Jubilex climbing up and down as if they, they're not statues of oozes. They're clearly parts of the pillars, right? That are like globbing, kind of like like one of those fancy bedposts would have, like a statue carved in the way of it, right? Except for this, instead of a bedpost, this is a temple post, and instead of a naked lady, it's an insane ooze.
It's the naked Jubilex.
I'm gonna actually send back in the message. There's an awful lot of Jubilex in here, and also some definite.
Thought you thought Jubilex was a stew.
Or okay, there's more of that crazy god. I'm not convinced he's called. Okay, so yeah, there's more of the crazy god that we saw. That's actually a good point. There's more of the crazy god that we saw, and there's some goo on the ground. Can I message a winky emote to him?
I think it's
There's
verbal
some
only.
on the ground, winky.
Winky emote. I don't know how. What's the level of message that we can do here?
Well, you just say winky face, and that usually gets it across.
I send
Say
him a
the
winky-
words winky face. Hell yes.
Can I send him a winky emote in my damn message? Okay.
Message is basically a very short-range text.
Okay. Even if the facial feature doesn't go through, I'm actually gonna say winky face. Like so that he
A
knows.
good question from chat. Katana, you have stool. Stool will not let go of you.
That's
That
true.
sounds fair.
I do have stool. Okay.
So as you made that jump, there was a whee in the air.
That makes me so happy. That's awesome. Okay. So I was actually wondering if stool came across with me because I was also gonna grab glossy, but that would have been a strength check at that point.
Nah, I'm light.
So you're pretty light. You're not gonna encumber me. So other than that, yeah, that's what I see. I will. Okay, can I get around the goo? Or no?
Doing
You'd
so
probably
will
start
be like
sending other
pressing yourself
people
up against
across.
the wall. It's going to be difficult terrain either way, right? Like
I just didn't know if there was a way to like tiptoe around it, or if I'm just gonna go sloshing through it. You know,
whichever you would like to. Mechanically, it'll take you 2 squares of movement for each square of gooey space, but you don't have to like have it on your clothes or your boots if you want to avoid that or whatever.
Throw a rope back.
Well, I'll help you guys get across. I can help you guys get across. How much of this entranceway am I blocking here? Like, is that feasible for me to help people like get them across and pull them over?
Yeah, totally. As long as they're not ending their movement in your space at any given point, right? Like you'll be able to and kind of like dump people off on the side and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I would like to spend my turn being like, okay, well, doesn't look like there's any hostiles. There's some goo, so watch yourself. Like when you get in the room, I would like to get Glossy over.
All right.
And Eldith over, and
Eldith
then
is
I
going
will.
to be the next heaviest. She's going to be the hardest to get across, probably because she's wearing heavier armor, and she's probably got a little bit of weight on Dan.
Well, I kind of want to pull you two over here so that I can then go and stand guard around the goo, just in case something does come out. You know.
But I am a terrible guard.
That's why we bring Eldith. You and Eldith, and you get the rest of them over here.
I'm probably going to regret saying this, but I think I can make it by myself.
Okay. All right,
before
then.
somebody buys you a botch just because you opened your face.
Right?
Before he tries, I'm gonna tie a rope around Glossy's waist.
Hold on, do I got $5?
The other side.
You are allowed to purchase.
No, I'm not gonna. It's a personal decision. I will not influence this campaign here. That is a personal decision. That's a
This
little unfair.
campaign.
Yeah, this camp. Notice how I'm specifying this
One of these days
campaign.
she's gonna swing by and shoot a steer and absolutely wreck Chris or something. All right, so what are you guys actually doing right now? Like, how do you want this to work? Describe to me your action.
I think we need to ease Eldith over as carefully
No.
as possible.
All right,
Because she's
Dan,
going to be the other.
you're tying people up, right?
Yeah, I'm tying ropes to people so that they don't. So that if the floors do collapse, we'll not lose them.
All right, so
Hinky.
Katana, please roll me a dexterity save with advantage. DC
Oh, yeah.
12.
No, that's not terrible. Especially with advantage. Yeah!
Goodness. Woo. Okay.
Eldith will step, like, she'll be able to, she doesn't give a shit about the gunk on the ground. She's like, splash, splash, whatever. She unties the rope and, like, throws it back. She says, if you could hurry this up a bit, this place is giving me the creeps.
I know, right?
I know, right?
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I want to get out of here really quickly.
Message to Katana. Yeah, I agree too. Just
I'm gonna keep making noise. I'm a tank. All right.
Winky face.
Clank, winky face. Clank.
Did you just say winky face? Clank, clank, clank?
Clank, clank, clank. I'm gonna be extra loud now. I'm a tank.
So Katana's trolling her friend and making all the noise in the world right now.
I'm really, for the record, I would like to maintain that while I am doing it slightly, and I'm not going out of my way to draw attention,
Right.
but I am going to be a little bit louder just because I know it's kind of annoying. A little bit louder.
All right. So who's next?
I vote Dan.
I'm holding this. I'm holding the bridge in place, though.
He's channeling his mends. Because
okay.
as Eldith goes across, like, he's got to remend it as it creaks underneath Eldith's weight and so on.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm last, basically.
Okay, then go ahead and send Turvy.
Yep.
Hi.
Oh, it's a kitty.
Oh, he's okay.
It is. She wants
What's
dinner.
Turvy got? Can I help him catch him too? If he slips, I'm like ready.
Oh, he's good.
Jesus.
I don't actually think that's his real
Nice.
modifier, but I'm not gonna sweat it. It's a trap. Whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't had the chance since we shifted over to the new sheets to go through every one of the slaves and give them all their new sheets.
Yeah, and oh my god, rogue modifiers right now are absolutely out of control. There's like a million different things.
All right,
If
so
you keep
next
track
up,
of them all, you're
Glossy.
good,
It looks like you're
Can
So
I do
maybe-
the acrobatics and then the dex save?
You want to roll acrobatics?
Yeah.
All right. Are you trying to jump it?
No. I'm just trying to acrobatically maneuver across it, like somersaults, cartwheels, whatever's going to spread my weight out evenly and get me
All
across.
right. So basically, because you got a good roll there, and you're looking to do the least damage possible to the crumbling floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dan, between him going across, not damaging it, and you mending it, you're not gonna have to roll for me, Dan. All right.
Okay, cool.
So where would you like to be standing?
Me?
Everybody. Now that everybody's across the pit.
Oh.
I'll go over to Turvy's side once everybody's across.
Okay.
guess
So these
I'll
little
stand in the door.
purple bits are difficult terrain,
Yes.
and then there's the
Before anybody
little-
goes exploring, hold on, pull back.
No. I'm stopping right here. I just want you to know. I stepped
Yeah,
forward
I'm not,
because I'm in
not
the front.
exploring.
All right.
Not doing any
Sure, I'm in the
exploring.
front of the party. That's the important part.
All right, so
And then there's
I
also
need to know,
goo.
is this the arrangement you guys want to have your physical standing places in at the end of that trap?
Can we have Eldith be in front of me?
Yeah, right there.
Like that?
Yeah, I was gonna just switch our positions basically.
Is this the arrangement you would like?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Locking it in. Boom.
So, what we're gonna do here is all of this noise and all of this shouting, all of it. There's so much of it. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna see a couple of ready to actions go off as you guys cross into the room. I would like everybody to roll me a will save.
As long as no one says, hello, puppet.
I'm gonna call this a DC 10 will save.
A will.
Oh, this is
Wisdom,
gonna go badly
okay.
for me. Oh, wait, it's a save. Hang on a second.
Well, I didn't botch it, so I guess that's good.
Yeah, I'm okay with not a botch. I'm okay with like 2 and a 4. Fuck you.
Well, I got a 15 or an 8. Take your pick, I guess.
Okay, it was a DC, I said it was a DC 10, right? So who passed? Can I get one for Eldith and one for Turvy using Glossy Sheet as well?
Eldith.
Oh, sure. Oh, great.
Eldith ain't making that one.
Okay, so Eldith, who passed?
I did. Katana.
Katana passed. Did
Turvy.
did Turvy pass? Katana and Turvy. All right. Basically, that was a fright check. I'm not going to charge you a madness. I'm going to charge you the first actual round of combat. All right. After the surprise round that goes off, because they had the readied actions for when you guys set in. All right. So here's what happens. What we're going to do is we're going to have yeah, that's going to move
Mute your
here.
shit, Carpe.
Here.
I love you.
Here. All right, and then here.
Trogdor, burninating the forests,
All right, so
I think it's the mushrooms.
the countryside. It's also the peasants.
Yeah.
what happens is, as you guys are making all this noise and rummaging into this room, right? Those of you who passed, right, you see the motion and you're immediately in action. Those of you who failed see the motion and realize these are the animated bones still dripping with ooze and slime, and there is that soft cackling you heard in the distance. I want you to imagine that rattling of bones that comes like when you shake a fistful of just drop that empty kind of springy rattling sound they make when they hit the ground, right? That, and there is a chorus of at least 4 or 5 separate voices. And these skeletons, which are laughing themselves hysterically, all wearing those drow necklaces, right? Come around with the bows, and they're all going to get a free round of shots at the party before the initiative check.
I hate these laughing fuckers, and I'm going to cleave them in two.
Where did I put my skeleton sheet?
Consummate V's. Important. Consummate V's.
All right, so that's a shot versus that one's gonna be Eldith,
Come on, I'll rattle your bones.
and then I'm gonna have a shot versus Gitana. That's Eldith, Gitana, Turvy,
Ooh.
That one probably hits.
Glossy.
That
That's
one
1,
hits.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 2 more, I think. So it was Gitana. It was Eldith, Gitana, Turvy, Glossy, and then Dan is the last one. Dan, I'm hitting you twice.
You could just forget about Dan. Oh, you missed with the first shot.
Woo.
Now open your fucking mouth, boyo. You opened your
That's
mouth.
what-
Ha ha! You missed.
Ever.
Crit.
Don't ever mock the dice gods.
I didn't mock the dice. I was just saying that he missed. I wasn't. It was
That's
an informative thing, not a ha-ha thing.
Doesn't matter what your intent is.
Just roll the fucking damage.
All right, let's see if I killed Dan right off the bat.
Dan's gonna look down at the arrow in his chest and be like, I always wanted another belly button.
It doesn't seem
Give
to
the-
want-
What's the laugh? The freaking men
You
in
can't
tights.
roll damage.
The men in tights. You just look.
1d6 plus 2.
Yeah, I mean, Dan can't take things seriously anyway, so he's just gonna look at it and go, "That's not
Why is
critical."
your shit breaking
Wow,
on my?
I fucked that roll up. You're gonna take a total of 5 damage off the crit.
Yeah.
It's we're having a technical issue here. Okay, so it was Eldith. Does an
Still
AC
not
of 11
great.
hit you, Katana?
I'm sorry. What was that?
11 doesn't hit you, does it?
No.
All right.
I got that stuff on Sleen.
All right, and then a short bow attack 6 doesn't hit. Isn't gonna hit Eldith, and then 21 is
That'll hit
that's gonna hit Turvy. And again, it looks like the damage rolls aren't really working out right now. 1d6 plus 2, and then I know I hit Glossy.
Yeah. 3 damage.
Now,
Yeah.
so Glossy, you have DR5 right now.
Yeah.
Because of the slowly manifesting lycanthropy, right? Turvy is going to be
Dan will
fine.
see the arrow in Glossy and be like, "Hey, birds of a feather,
All right.
flock together."
So the skeletons all like unanimously pop out, all cackling and laughing, right? And they there's a hail of arrows just out of nowhere, like it's a unified thing. These skeletons are not operating on just mindless undeath, right? They are obviously and clearly here operating on orders to function as a unit. By whose command you have no idea. But if Topsy came this way, either she is very sneaky or very dead. And on that note, we're gonna call it here because we don't have enough time for an entire combat encounter.
Yeah,
So
if she's
that's-
dead,